A warm welcome to you, Vaidehi. I'm so happy to have you here on this another episode of Triumph and Thursday. This episode is basically to highlight people who have been serving the community without an expectation and to their best ability and to serve the community in whatever way they can. And I know we all grew up together in Chennai and you studied in Chennai, then you migrated to Mumbai, and now you are in a partner firm. I would like you to share your life experience as a first part from Chennai to Mumbai, please.
Yeah. Good evening, all of you. Many thanks for Pari, especially to you for taking time to have me on your chat. And it will be it's a good experience to chat with youngsters and to tell about my journey. I think until 12th, we all knew our journey because we all grew together in railways. And the best thing we had was the one that we could cherish is our childhood, which I feel in the current situation, there's nothing. The childhood which we had was a real childhood. So that's where I studied in ICF Nursery School until 5th. And then after that, I went on, which is a natural next level is go to ICF Higher Secondary School. And then since there was no college in the radius of ICF, I was compelled to take a bus and go to study in a Meenakshi College for Women, BCom Evening College. And after finishing my BCom, I was working for 2 years in a private company. Of course, writing all competitive exams so that I can land up in a career. And one thing that was non-negotiable as far as I was concerned was I should pursue my career. Maybe if marriage happens and I get a family, it might have been, those are incidental. The focus was my career. And that's something nobody said that to me, but something that I always wanted to. So I kept giving my exams and I landed up in a insurance job with National Insurance Company, which is a public sector company. So typically it is a government job. So I joined National Insurance in 1990. And when I was the first day when I landed in the job, there was a union demonstration against privatization of the insurance industry. So we were all asked to come for the gate meet and shout Zindabad, Zindabad. So that's when I understood, so this industry will be privatized. So fortune favors the prepared mind. So from then on, I realized, okay, there is going to be a great career. Now that I have landed in this job, let me build a career around it. I should start enjoying the work and having a career around it. So from then on, I made sure that I equipped myself, learned at the given opportunity wherever possible and it's a continuous process. Still that is not yet over. It is still under process. So equip as much as possible so that at the right time, you're ready to embrace change, embrace opportunity. So from 1990 to 2001, I was in National Insurance. So after joining National Insurance, in the first 3 years itself, I got 2 promotions, which why I say this is not of my accomplishment. What I want to say is because even in a government organization, there is opportunity to grow. You
Exactly.
want to complain, you can complain.
Correct.
But you have an opportunity to grow, you want to grow, you can grow. That is everywhere, irrespective of which sector you are in. So I really learned, that's my school where I learned a lot of work and the skill sets that is needed to launch yourself. It is the foundation. So around 2000, in 1997, what I did was I was writing some overseas exam also to qualify myself, to equip myself, because your learning curve starts only when you get to the job. What we learned in school is all a different thing. That learning curve started in my job. And 97, I gave one examination, which was Institute of Risk Management, London, which the process of preparing the exam was the fun I really had, because that is when I understood my limitations more. how come I landed in this job with this kind of little brain? That's what I was wondering. So it was so challenging, and it was fun preparing for that. After that, around 2001, I knew the private industry is going to come, so I will definitely get an opportunity. So I had to equip myself on the computers, on the systems, because I never. So at that time, like people always say, when you're married and you're having a kid, that's all, your life is gone, your career is gone. Actually, I gave all these exams when my daughter was 3 years old. And that is when we cleared that. And then to equip yourself on the systems, I used to go for a computer class between 10 and 12 o'clock in the night, because that is when all your housework will be over, and then you can do this. Because that is one little stretch you have to do for a maximum of 20 days, that's all. But then I understood MS Office very well, because if I have to switch to the private sector, I need to be hands-on on the system. Then I moved to Royal Sundaram in Chennai. I was in Royal Sundaram until 2008. In 2004, there was an opportunity to grow the base in Mumbai, the business in Mumbai. So it was a startup company that time. So it's nice experience where you know to work on startup, set the system as much as go to the printer and get the stationery in place like that. So after that, I moved to Mumbai in 2004 when there was a very good opportunity that turned out. And in this entire journey, the ones who were with me was my family. I had the full support of my husband, my in-laws, my mother-in-law's mother, grandmother also. They were all with me. It is not that if you are a career woman, you will not care about the family or anything. I am still, because of my family only, I was able to manage my career.
Nice.
And that's the most important takeaway I want to give for everyone is, you have an opportunity, you have the support, but you should tell what you want, then they will support you. So between me and my husband, I am the most ambitious. And it's absolutely, he was very clear. You are more ambitious, I'll be there to support you. Let's give it a try. So as a family, the entire family was with me when I wanted to take this plunge to Mumbai. And to be honest, I am not very good at language other than proper Chennai Tamil and English. Even today, my Hindi is not proper. Still, if you have the guts to move from Chennai and relocate to Mumbai without knowing the language, that required that support from the family also. I moved here, and from there, it was a good growth, where I was in Royal Sundaram until 2008. And then by my very nature, I never like to move out of my comfort zone. The day I know I am comfortable, there is nobody who is going to question me. Nobody could have questioned me if I had continued in national insurance also. But by nature, if I get into a comfort zone, I want to move out of my comfort zone. So that prepares you for everything in life. So then I moved into insurance broking. And now it's my 32nd year in insurance industry. I am with Mahash Insurance Brokers as Executive Vice President. I joined as a typist in my career, moved as a stenographer, then an officer. It's not, I'm not going by the designation. I just want to tell that you have to reskill and be relevant in your career to stay. At 51 years, I got a new offer to switch over to another company. That showcases that so long as you are skilling yourself, you are there in the reckoning.
Absolutely.
And I'm still continuing.
See that you have scaled up, and the level of upskilling you have done to achieve that, it's not no mean task. Of course, you had the surrounding system, support system of the family, which is the most important thing and which is lacking these days. So I'm so happy that you were insisted that, which I would like to tell the viewers who all are seeing, that the family is definitely supportive if you tell them your plans and the way forward.
Goals.
Good goals.
Absolutely.
Good. So
absolutely.
Now,
because
tell me.
Yep. See, because unless your family is the one who are going to come with you throughout. Exactly. Your job, your colleagues are all collaterals.
Correct.
The main is family.
Yes.
If tomorrow I fall back on my career also, the family is what is going to hold me together.
Exactly.
So family is your support, and it is, you should make sure that you also, it's a mutual give and take.
The support of the family is the basic foundation on which you have grown. You had the opportunity to grow.
Yes.
Which people have
Yes.
to understand that the family is always there to support you, provided you give them the clear picture on what your goals are and aims are. Good, that's
Yes.
the takeaway. Second is, what is the learning you did in this 3 months during this COVID, 3 or 4 months? It's been a pandemic world around, and every day you see the news. In fact, to be honest, I've stopped seeing the news, but the newspaper. It's been always hitting us. So, what has changed, or what has not changed in this pandemic?
See, one thing I understood with this, it's like this, it is a humbling experience in life. As a generation, I can say with a lot of pride that at least we both belong to the same times, that we are the generation who has seen the best of childhood. Best means without any inhibition. We used to run barefooted on the road, do any sorts of crap nonsense, drink water straight from the tap, and never bothered about, we had just 2 sets of dresses and still were the happiest crowd. That generation. And we were also the generation who also spoiled the next generation, honestly. At some times I feel so.
You're right. I think we did that mistake.
So that's one. And then we are the generation who saw the economic meltdown of 2008. Okay. At every stage, I used to feel I should go back to school and learn. But we have experienced the worst case situation. We have seen the upscaling also. And now, why leave? We are now having the COVID experience also. So to the next generation, to our grandkids, we have a lot to share in terms of what can happen to mankind. We saw the major terrorist attack and all those things. So we are a witness to it. Now we have always been a witness to it. We should also be a part of solution, is what this pandemic has really put across. It's a very humbling experience, because irrespective of whatever you are or whoever you are, it has impacted everybody across the spectrum. It has always been, when there is a natural catastrophe, it is the ones who are homeless who are more affected. The ones who are having house are affected, but not economically impacted. But this is something absolutely democratic across. It's very humbling experience. And it has opened my eyes that you should be prepared for change. Change for things, and also empathize with others. The empathy was always there. It is multiplying more to understand that it's not, you have nothing to cry about. Be happy you are alive. We have come to that extent. And also helping people around and staying positive. That's the most important thing. It has come. How do we handle it? And yes, our mind has gone towards more of learning, reskilling yourself in this current circumstances where nobody is. We always say, it has reinforced my confidence in my nation, which is India. That is the most important thing. We always say, you have various nations who are doing this, who are doing that, they are great. Absolutely fine, so be it, but we are greater. It is something that my country has achieved, which no other country in the world could. We are able to handle crisis. They can handle crisis only in a Hollywood movie. At one point of time, I felt that, okay. So this is something that I think you'll have to change. You will have to really see as to how you have to manage your resources, and also look at future from everybody's perspective. You can't be a lone fighter, only looking at your own. You have become more collaborative in our approach to work. I think in no point of time anybody has asked, are you safe, are you fine? Now whoever calls, we ask them, are you safe, are you doing good, etc. So that kind of mutual concern has come by. And
right.
I am investing more time in knowing the history of my nation.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I wish all of them do that. And no, as you rightly said, nature has put an emergency brake, saying that okay, mankind, you are going very fast. You are trying to take over. You think you can take over? No, you have to. So no, that I think has brought the perspective back to introspect ourselves as an
Yes.
individual, of course, as a nation, and of course as a community. I'm so happy about that. And lastly, since I'm sure your story is one no, most important because no, you have the family as the foundation, your career as the growth, and your self, I mean, introspection as your model. What is the lesson, or what is the I would say the learning you would like to give these days youngsters in a few words?
When I look at youngsters, I am splitting the youngsters into two parts. One is 25 to 35 young parents, and also 25 to 35 youngsters.
Oh, that's good.
So these two things are very important. So as you start your career, one thing is entry level opportunity is equal for everybody.
Correct.
There is nothing like somebody enters better and somebody is not. The best example is Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kamble.
Correct.
Both of them entered at the same stage in their
Yes.
career. Both got the same level of limelight when they made their debut. It is not that Sachin was given a better headline than Vinod Kamble.
Correct.
But how you use that limelight is what differentiates between Sachin and Kamble. And there's a huge lesson for everyone in this. I don't need to say it's an open book where each one is now. It is like it is gratifying. You want momentary gratification of whatever we are doing. That's okay. It is in our nature. But that gratification should make you to achieve more. What next? Yes, it is good to celebrate every little success. But for a success, celebration alone cannot be rest of the life.
True.
The celebration should take you to the next level of achievement.
Exactly.
And that is what we can learn from these two youngsters, where the opportunity entry level is the same for everybody. What you do with each opportunity is different. Number two, and most important, at least in my career, I have seen is work is worship, and work only is worship. You don't need to worship people.
Correct.
And I have seen people who center around their success with their rapport, maybe with certain people, and throw their weight around. It doesn't last for long.
Exactly.
Just make sure you worship your work and you really do credit to what work you're doing rather than trying to satisfy power centers.
Exactly.
Work only is worship. That is only going to take you anywhere.
Yes.
Sustainable growth is what is important, because the times I was and the times you guys are in is very different. Corporate life today is very challenging. If we have sustained 32 years of work experience, for you people until 32 years itself of work is going to be a big challenge. The uncertainties are more. And look at US. They have, in India, we have always had a protected life. It is not like US where every week there's a job record. I am not sure on Friday whether I am going to party because my job is saved next week, or I am going to save because my job is not there next week. India is still not reached that stage. We are better off as a country. It is just that we should earn our salary. We should not be paid. Stop demanding. Ask what is my contribution to it. Every time, the moment you realize that I should earn my salary and not be paid, then you will, as he said, figured out Friday. That is when you figure out, do I deserve this salary this week? That's very important. And thirdly is, as a young parent, this is very important thing I want to say is, as a parent, we are preparing our kids to go to school. You are preparing them to eat. You are preparing them to fetch them and bring them back from each classes. But have you prepared them for life? It's a big question mark.
Correct.
That preparation of the kids for life is very important. Teach them life skills. Let them be courageous. Let them fall down. Don't be there to protect them. We have fallen down n number of times. We have had injuries. We have had bruises. Have your child ever suffered an ant bite? We are introducing kids to antibiotic, not to ant bite. We should experience all that. There, if
Yes.
I look at this COVID death and all that, the death of youngsters whom I thought would come back, it leaves a big question mark. How am I building the immune response system for the children? We are too protective of our children, but we are not preparing. We are very much concentrating on their IQ, preparation for exams, on their economic quotient, preparing them so that people say, my child has never boarded a public transport. No, let them go alone. Let them go alone in the bus, get hit 10 times. Then they will know. You cannot be there to protect. Show them a world beyond parents. If
Yes.
today I pop off, I am sure my daughter can face the world alone. She will miss me, but she will not be messed up in life because there is no parent. It is like gardening. Two things about gardening is when to water the plant and
Correct.
where to water the plant.
Exactly.
Okay. When we are gardening it, you should not keep on watering the plant. The soil gets eroded.
Yes.
You should, where to water the plant is in the root, so that the root gets stronger. It is the foundation, it is the values. But we are doing the watering on the flower. Imagine watering on the flower will fall.
Correct.
Where you should water the plant is very important. How long and when? That is very important as a parent. If you are going to be there always with them, pamper them, allow them to face the world alone. It is the emotional quotient which we will have to develop for the kids, where as parent we have maybe missed out on this. We always look at success. Handling of success is what we are never teaching our kids, and that is what is very important. And as young parents, it's not a one solution for each of them.
Correct.
It is like situation, depending on what your kids want to, how they want to be participative. Don't be instructive with them. And where you have to give them a whacking, spare the rod and spoil the child. It is okay to give them two slaps. Nothing wrong about it.
Yes.
We are too protective about them. And it is important, like whatever my parents taught me, when we were in a huge joint family, when we had the protection of the family, they brought us up very independently.
Correct.
But now when we are a small family, we are making it very protective. We are doing everything on the reverse.
Opposite.
So it's very important that as parents, we have to reorient ourselves. Am I doing the right thing for my kid? Let the child learn any good things from anybody and everybody. Discuss with them, debate with them, argue with them, allow them to discuss. Don't instruct. And this is something that will help the children to know who we are, what is our country, what is our more important, the current situation, our borders. You will not leave your house without a compound wall when you die, correct?
Correct.
You will tell your child, this is my house document, this is my compound wall, this is what it is. Same holds for the country.
Correct.
And it is important that the country's compound wall is protected. As much as you tell your child about your possession, your car and your things that is unnecessary, that is not required, tell about our country. Know the history of our country as a parent, so that we leave behind to our kids a better sense in terms of what they should handle with life. It is their choice to handle their life. All that you need to do is do the appropriate watering and nurturing that is required. Sorry if I'm becoming more advice oriented. I'm not advice oriented. I'm just trying to leave.
I am so what do you call it? I mean, I'm so happy that you came out with the exact thoughts what I had in mind for the parent, which is very, very relevant. As you rightly said, they're pampering them a lot, and I don't want to digress. I just want the viewers to just listen to what all has been said by Vaidehi, and please follow it. So, and yes, of course, the patriotic quotient is the most important thing, because that's where everything starts from. See, that is where we all are, and we all belong inside that, and inside that is the family, and inside that is as an individual. So I'm sure the takeaway is very, very. It is not advice. I will not accept that as an advice. I will tell them. You can even tell them as a warning, because the parents have to be very, very skeptical about how they are bringing their children these days. I think what you said is exactly. I want all of you to listen to the video completely and understand. And thank you, Vaidehi, once again for this wonderful interview. Thank you. Best
Mr.
wishes.
Pari. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you.
And thanks you, all of you, for a
Yes.
great future.
Definitely.
We look forward to meeting you many
Yes,
more times.
definitely.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks, Pari. Thank you.